Let's begin by clearing away a quiet but dangerous assumption. Creation is not an object. Creation is a process. If you think the world is something God made and then stepped away from, you will always feel tension between God and nature, between holiness and daily life, between heaven and earth. But that picture is wrong from the start. Creation is not a sculpture. It is a living system. And like any living system, it breathes. Creation as breath and rhythm. Everything that lives moves through rhythm. Inhale and exhale, expansion and contraction, drawing in and letting go. This is not metaphor. It is structure. Stars pulse, cells divide, consciousness oscillates. Relationships move closer and pull back. If that rhythm stops, life collapses. That alone tells us something crucial. Perfection, if it meant completion, would be death. A sealed system doesn't love, it doesn't grow, it doesn't respond. Holiness in this world is not stillness. Holiness is movement with alignment. Cash creation is meant to be digested. Now think of the world not as a display case, but as a body. What Hashem gives creation is not poured in raw. Infinity cannot be absorbed whole by finite beings. If it were, it would not elevate us. It would erase us. So the gift of existence arrives measured, broken into time, structured through law, portioned so it can be taken in slowly. Creation is not starving for God. It is protected from too much God. Time, causality, gravity, limitation. These are not barriers to holiness. They are digestive systems. They take overwhelming light and turn it into nourishment. They make relationships survivable. Without structure, nothing could be absorbed. Without law, love would burn instead of warm. Why relationship is a reason for creation. Now here is something fundamental. Creation does not exist only so that something could exist. It exists so that relationship could be possible. Not because Hashem lacks anything, God forbid, but because love that remains entirely within oneness has no encounter. Relationship requires distinction. It requires an other who can respond rather than dissolve. Creation is the intentional move from absolute unity into a space where relation can occur without collapse. And this is why choice matters so much. Choice is not a test. Choice is the mechanism of relationship. Without choice, there is no dialogue. Without dialogue, no reciprocity. Without reciprocity, no love, only overwhelming presence. This is not theology in the abstract. This is engineering. Duality as the minimum structure for relationship. From a higher vantage point, reality may operate through far more complex flows than we can perceive. 5 channels, 10, 17, networks beyond number entirely. Hashem is not bound to duality, but this world needs 2. Not because 2 is ultimate, but because 2 is functional. Give and take, love and fear, light and dark, expansion and restraint. Duality creates direction. Direction makes movement possible. Movement makes choice possible. Choice makes relationship possible. Fear without love paralyzes. Love without fear dissolves boundaries. Torah never tells you to erase one side. It teaches you to integrate them. Discipline without cruelty. Kindness without indulgence. Strength without domination. Duality is not a belief system. It is a tool for relationship. Concealment as relational space. Now we touch concealment, not as the main idea, but as one of the laws of the system. Concealment is not absence, it is space. If Hashem were fully revealed, relationship would be impossible. There would be awe, but no encounter. No trust, no seeking, no answering back. Love that overwhelms removes the beloved. Love that withdraws slightly makes response possible. Concealment stands alongside time, contraction, and law as one of the structures that make love livable. Ambiguity is not cruelty. It is invitation. Why this world isn't built on 7 or 17 flows. There may be worlds, higher realities, where beings can hold multiple dimensions at once without confusion. Worlds where paradox does not strain the soul. Worlds with richer spiritual bandwidth. But this world is engineered for work. 2 is not simplistic. 2 is usable. This is a world where meaning emerges through friction, where love must be chosen repeatedly, where growth comes from navigating polarity rather than escaping it. This world doesn't exist to overwhelm us with cosmic complexity. It exists to train us to become vessels capable of holding more. Torah as the operating system of relationship. This is where Judaism reveals its precision. Judaism does not attempt to dissolve duality. It choreographs it. Time is divided, weekday and Shabbat. Space is divided, holy and mundane. Action is divided, permitted and forbidden. not because the world is broken, but because relationship requires distinction. Mitzvot are not symbols. They are points of contact, ways the infinite meets the finite without erasing it. Prayer is not information transfer. Study is not accumulation. Action is not box checking. They are ways of standing in relationship, again and again, inside time, inside the body, inside limitation. Judaism does not train us to escape the world. It trains us to be present with God inside it. Art, creativity, and regeneration. Now we can understand why creativity matters. Art is not indulgence. Art is regeneration. It is the human echo of the cosmic breath, the exhale after careful listening,